Let's check in with Kool FM's Brittany King in for Astrid tonight with a look at the forecast. Kind of a benign day in the weather today, Brittany.
A little bit, kind of just blah. I don't know if that's really a...
Except wind in the north, right?
Absolutely, yes. Some wind warnings for the North Island up to 100 kilometers an hour. And because of that, that frontal system will eventually move down to us. Not quite as severe, but here's your current conditions now with your live SchoolNet weather sensors. Today was pretty much as we expected it to be, mostly just overcast, zero precipitation and some light winds. So that's kind of what we were expecting. And unfortunately, Thursday and into the weekend, we do have some more precipitation to look forward to. Here's our satellite image showing that ridge of low pressure moving across northern Haida Gwaii, and as I mentioned, bringing those stormy conditions with wind warnings in effect for the North Island up to 100 kilometers an hour, slowly making its way down to the south, and some rain, and depending on where you are, that could also mean some more wind to come for Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. As we take a look at Vancouver Island for the north coast this evening, as I mentioned, wind warnings in effect for Port Hardy up to 100 kilometers an hour, and some heavy rainfall as well, down to 9 degrees overnight. Campbell River, Courtenay, Comox, both with overcast skies down to 8 degrees. Over to the west coast of Vancouver Island, Tofino and Ucluelet, we'll see a 60% chance of showers. Becoming windy as well, down to 9 degrees overnight. Overcast in Port Alberni, periods of rain over some northern sections, lows down to 7 degrees. Cloudy and 5 overnight for Parksville, Qualicum, overcast and 8 degrees for Nanaimo. And here in the South Island, clouds for Victoria with a 30% chance of drizzle late this evening, down to 7 degrees overnight. Clouds and 8 for the low in Souk, partly cloudy and 7 in Sydney, rain and 10 degrees for Salt Spring, and then more clouds on the way for Duncan overnight, down to 6 degrees. Tomorrow for the South Island, for Victoria, again overcast with a 30% chance of morning drizzle, periods of rain beginning late in the afternoon with a high of 12. Rain and highs to 9 degrees tomorrow for Souk, 11 and wet for Sydney, and more rain on the way for Salt Spring Island tomorrow, 12 degrees for the high. Heading to the Cowichan Valley, 12 degrees and rain for Duncan. More soggy weather tomorrow for Lake Cowichan, again with the high of 10. Crofton and Chemainus dealing with rain as well, highs to 10 and 12 degrees and rain for Salt Spring Island. Rain, wind and highs at 13 tomorrow for Nanaimo. 10 degrees and wet for Ladysmith and Parksville, and then over to the west coast, Tofino and Ucluelet. They could receive 40 to 50 millimeters of rain, wind as well with highs to 11 degrees, rain and highs at 10 for Port Alberni, and same for Bamfield. To the east coast, Courtenay, Comox and Campbell River, all dealing with rain, wind and highs at 13 degrees tomorrow and into the weekend. And finally towards the North Island for Port Hardy, rain at times heavy up to 40 millimeters, winds gusting up to 60 kilometers an hour tomorrow with highs near 9, 7 degrees for Port Alice and Port McNeill with rain and wind, 10 and wet for Sayward. And elsewhere in the province, if you're doing any travel to Vancouver, it'll be a wet one for Vancouver, Whistler, Powell River, highs right around 7 to 13 degrees. More rain on the way for Fort St. John, Prince George, Kamloops and Kelowna, a break from the rain with overcast and highs at 11 and 12 degrees. Your extended 7-day forecast for the South Island looking soggy straight through till next week. Seasonal temperatures right around 12 degrees and hopefully light at the end of the tunnel on Wednesday with some sunny skies, and that trend kind of continues for the mid-island as well. A break from the rain on Friday, but then a soggy weekend ahead, and then again looking to Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud. Unfortunately, through the North Island, staying consistent through till at least Sunday, then overcast and highs to 8 degrees Monday, Tuesday, and then highs right around 7 degrees with some sunshine to look forward to by Wednesday. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. Here's your Weather Watcher photo. Speaking of light at the end of the tunnel, today's is sent to us from Bailey. What a gorgeous sunshine. Can we trade our forecast for that? Thank you so much, Bailey, for sending that in. We love it. And if you'd like to be an island weather watcher here on CTV, send us your weather photos or artwork to ctvvancouverisland.ca. We would love to have them.
I like the sunshine, Bailey.
Absolutely, yeah, me too.
I can feel the heat coming off that.
I do, yeah, we can suntan responsibly.
Yes, thank you, BK.
Thanks, Hudson.